Hi everyone, it's me again. Um, and so the topic today that I wanted to discuss is hair removal. Okay, it's one of those things that a lot of women we don't like to talk about. For all anyone knows, all women were born absolutely hairless, and it's just stay that way, right? But that's not usually the case. I think most women, if not all women, have had their bouts of issues with body hair. I'm no exception. I apologize. I'm a little bit sick today. I'm just getting over a cold. So I just want to talk about my journey with hair removal, and then maybe this could be helpful towards you women, especially women if you have a darker skin tone, if you're Latino, if you're Asian, if you're Black. This particularly might be helpful for you. Okay, so I've dealt with issues of minor body hair since I was a teenager, puberty. Yeah, since puberty. When I say minor, I mean that I feel like I've always had a normal amount of body hair. I usually get hair on my legs, around my, on my underarms, private areas. When I was around teenager or so, I did start noticing like maybe some dark shadowing on the under lip and peach fuzz on my face. However, if you follow my other videos, you'll see me talking about issues of hormones and all those other issues that occurred in my like mid to late 20s. As I got older, I started noticing like more noticeable hair, right? And so it kind of spurred me into like this this search of like, okay, I'm starting to notice hair that makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm super sensitive when it comes to body hair. I don't really like it. I don't want it. And so what can I use to get rid of the little hair that I'm noticing? And when I talk about hair, I'm talking about start noticing hair around my upper lip. I think general peach fuzz all over my face, like around my cheeks, like little hairs. Um, a little peach fuzz around my chin. I mean, I think to the untrained eye, it probably wasn't too noticeable. I noticed the dark shadowing around my under lip, and I also noticed a lot of African American women particularly have that. It's just one of those things. I think it's because we have darker hair, and even if you have peach fuzz, it's dark peach fuzz, so it's gonna be noticeable. So I was doing my first experiment was I had gone on Amazon and I was looking up I just typed in like hair removal. I'm like I wanted to get a quick fix. Maybe I can find a product or something to just take care of it. And one of the first things I discovered, and remember this is going to be like a whirlwind, so please stay tuned to get to the point of it because I've tried a bunch of different things. The first thing I discovered was this thing, and this thing is really old. I bought this maybe 3 years ago. This is the only one I bought. You can find a bunch of different versions of this thing online. It's called Bella hair removal, and you can find this is one of those ziggy. I'll put it up a little close. One of those zigzag metal rod things. You can find if you Google an Amazon hair removal. This is one of the first products that comes up, and I'm not going to use this because of the results I had. However, what this does is it's supposed to be similar to tweezers. You put it up against your face or wherever you want the hair removed, and you just twist, and it pulls the hair out, right? You do it all over your face and pulls the hair out. This thing is what launched me into facial hair crisis. This thing right here. This little thing, if you're my complexion, if you're darker, if you have thick hair, if you see this, don't use it. And this is just my personal review. I'm telling you exactly what happened to me. So I bought this, and the first places that I used this tweezer rod thing was on my upper lip. Okay, so I was doing it around my upper chin and lip area, and it seemed okay. But you know what? It's almost like one of those chain reactions. Like when you're at home, you start cutting your hair. First, you just start with like a little piece, and then you're like, huh, well, now it's uneven. You just start going all over the place, cutting. That's exactly what happened when I used this thing. At first, I'm like, let me just get the noticeable hair above my upper lip, and then I'll just be done. But that's not what happened. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Let me test it out. Then I started going over here. Then I started going over there. Then I started going over here, here, here. At first it seemed so cool. I was touching my face, like, oh, my face feels so smooth. This is so great. This thing, I don't even know. All right, I'll get it later. That thing, let me tell you, 2 days or maybe 3 days later, I started breaking out really, really bad. I didn't know at the time, but what I had was I started getting ingrown hairs. The thing about what that thing does basically is when you pull the hair, if you have a very good pull, meaning that you get it from the from inside the skin, you're fine. But most of the time when you use that thing, you're actually ripping the hair and it's breaking and your skin, and it's gonna cause some irritation if you're darker complexion, and then all those little hairs that you didn't get a good pull on turns into ingrown hairs. And if you guys know, if you're African American, that is our biggest struggle. We need or we desire really effective hair removal, but it's like a catch-22 because all the things that state claim to work for other complexions, for us, it causes ingrown hairs, irritation. Sometimes you'll get breakouts if you try it. It's just almost like no product is made for us. So I tried that and it was not made for me. I had ingrown hairs. I had facial irritations. I like couldn't believe it. I regretted it so bad afterwards. The worst result was, remember how I told you I never really had hair on my chin? After using that thing, I got two distinct little patches of hair on my chin. One on this side and one on that side that like just would grow regularly, like little patches like here and there. And I'm like, whoa, what the hell? I never had this before. Using that thing, it caused hair to grow in places that never had hair before. And so then my next round of, okay, well now I have more hair that I have to deal with and I'm on this new battle. I'm like, well, let me try laser hair removal. I'm like, that's going to be perfect because it's permanent. I won't have to ever worry about body hair, facial hair. Again, if it works well on those patches, I could probably do it everywhere. I will just start off right off the bat and tell you that I had good, decent results with laser hair removal. Sorry, excuse me. However, what I soon discovered is that there's no such thing as permanent hair removal, okay? At least for us, in my experience, that ended up being the case. So I saw an ad on Groupon for this lady called Love Laser, and I love her. It's ran by a lady named Joyce, and I'll put the link below because if you're in the New York area, I highly recommend that you see her. She's great when it comes to laser hair removal. She knows her stuff. She makes you feel really calm and comfortable. So I went to go see her, and the results were pretty good. When I went to her office, first she started off shaving me, and then she did the laser hair removal. I didn't burn or anything like that. It was pretty positive. She said I'll need to come in maybe 2 more times, and then I'll be good. So I did the laser, and after you go 30 days, and then you start noticing after 30 days, the hair begins to grow back. So the laser you use the laser for the first time, the hair is removed. Maybe the skin's a little sensitive, but then the hair starts growing back after 30 days. You're supposed to go and get the second treatment. I did the rounds about 6 times. I did the rounds 6 times. And what I soon discovered is when you get laser, and then Joyce, she eventually explained this to me. She's all like, she sets me down. I'm like, okay, this is the 6th time. I thought that this was supposed to be permanent. I thought I would never get those little hair patches again. I thought that I would never see any hair again. But when she sat me down, she basically said, well, to be honest, there really is no such thing as permanent hair removal. She said that what will happen is the hair will grow back really fine. It'll be less noticeable. But 90% of the time, when it comes to laser, the hair does return. And so I thought that was really interesting. I don't know if she said that because of the type of laser you use for black skin. It's called the YAG laser. It's the special design laser for women who are Asian, Hispanic, and black so that it doesn't burn our skin. But it's also a very low-level laser, meaning that it's not a super powerful laser. I don't know if it's because of that, the type of laser that they have to use on their skin, or if it's just something that happens with all laser hair removal. It's just never permanent. So After the sixth time of doing it, and at the end of 30 days, meaning the hair started growing back again. It's almost like when it comes to laser, I will give this guarantee. If you decide to get laser hair removal, you can guarantee that you will not have to deal with any hair for at least 30 days. For a month, you will be, wherever you get that laser done at, you will be hair free for a month. That I can tell you is absolute. Every time I went, it was almost like clockwork. 4 weeks, no hair, and then the hair will start growing after that 4 week period. Okay? So, um, so yeah, so then after that whole experience, and this was, so I was going every month for 6 months. So after that, and after I noticed that, okay, I'm spending it, and again, Joyce is really great. I was only paying $50 a session, so I didn't spend that much money, especially for something like hair removal. I think for most places they cost upwards of like $200 a session. I was paying $50 a session, and she used a very high level laser, and this woman is really awesome. I'm going to leave a link to her Yelp review. She has a perfect 5 Yelp review. She's not paying me to say this. But if you're in New York City and you're thinking about getting laser hair removal, I definitely recommend her. Going to her office is beautiful. And again, she has like the best Yelp reviews for a reason. And so after doing 6 rounds of laser hair removal and noticing, okay, it just is not permanent. Like, I'll have to keep paying $50 every month. And maybe that's not an issue or a problem, but I didn't think it was that serious to be paying so much money. I'm like, I gotta find something else. So I began experimenting back to the old traditional things, like shaving. I tried shaving for a stint, and what happened was ingrown skin irritations. I was looking like freaking like I don't know, a Loch Ness monster. I just look horrible. Like, it would be great for like 3 or 4 days, and then you start seeing the outbreaks, the zits, and I'm like, yo, like the ingrown hairs. It's not great. It's when you're dealing with this and you're African American, it's the worst. Ingrown hairs is the worst experience that you can possibly have to deal with. So I tried shaving, and I think I tried waxing again, ingrown hairs, and they hurt real bad. You just don't want them. Eventually, I decided to go with like a hair removal cream. And this is where I've been at for at least 6 months. And this to me is the most successful. If you're African American and you're dealing with hair and you don't want to spend money on laser, I highly recommend a hair removal cream. It kind of took me a while to try to experiment with hair removal cream, because I remember being a teenager and trying Nair for the first time, and it burned me. It left me with like a chemical burn, and I just didn't want to ever use it ever again. However, using Amazon again, I stumbled across a different type of hair removal cream. It's this stuff right here. It's called Skin So Soft by Avon. This right here, I know, like, it turns it, makes it, hopefully you guys can see it. And so I bought this stuff, and it's a little bit different from hair removal such as Nair, because it does include a cream that is not the chemical cream. It includes like mineral oils and a little bit of shea butter. Basically, it gives, like, if you guys are African American, you understand, we like use relaxers. You know how sometimes you're supposed to put like Vaseline or oil on your scalp before you put a relaxer in? That's basically so it doesn't burn you, right? That's basically what this stuff does. It has something else in it to kind of make it so that it kind of gives an extra protective layer for your skin. So I was very successful using this hair removal cream. I ended up not burning myself ever since I've had it. By the way, when I used laser, I did get burned one time, and it was probably by complete accident, but I did get burned once. I have not ever burned using this stuff right here. So the way I do it is, this works with me just as well as laser. Let me tell you, this cream works just as well as laser. The specs, meaning like with laser, I never had any ingrown hairs. That's why I kept going, because I'm like, this is the only thing that's making it so I'm not getting ingrown hairs. I don't get ingrowns with this. doesn't happen. No irritation, no itching, no bumps. It actually helps this stuff actually helps my skin. So I started using that, and it has been really, really great. Um, as far as protecting my skin, no burns, and making sure there's no hair. I've used it on my face so far, and I've used it. I thought about this summer going and get a Brazilian wax, but before I did that, I'm like, let me just try using this, not around the whole area, but like part of the area. So I used this a little around that area, and I had really great results. No ingrown hairs, no nothing. And like I remember when I was a teenager at the time, me and my boyfriend at the time, we had like this stupid thing we did. We're both gonna shave, and we both shaved, and we both ended up getting, because he's darker than me and has thicker hair than me. I'm part Nigerian. This guy isn't, but he's darker than me and thicker hair than me, and we both ended up getting ingrown hairs, and it was so irritating for both of us. We were like, okay, we look at each other, we're like, okay, we're never gonna shave ever again because it's just so horrible. And that kind of left a bad mark on me because I thought I was never gonna dabble in that area with hair removal. But this worked really, really great. No irritation, no ingrown hairs. It just works really, really well. So the only difference I noticed between this and laser is that this only lasts 1 week. So after 1 week, you have to reapply it. As far as laser, again, I say it's a 30-month guarantee. You're not going to get any more hair in that area for at least 30 months. This, every week on the week. Some people may need to use it more than once a week. Maybe you might have to use it every 5 days or every 4 days. I wouldn't do it more than that because it is a chemical. Excuse me. Again, I'm sorry, I'm sick, you guys. So yeah, it worked really, really great. So if you try this, I would love to hear your review. I'm currently working on making my own type of hair removal cream, particularly for African American, Latinos, and Asians, with the same people I'm working with for the supplement. So if you are interested in a hair removal cream for African Americans of darker skin, or even if you're not African American, you want something that's going to add an extra protective layer for your skin, comment and just say, I want to try that. And just so I know that someone's interested in it, and the same type of similar product, probably more protective than this, because I know it wasn't designed for African Americans. It was designed for everyone. So having a cream that's more geared towards African Americans, let me know, or Asians, just darker skin, just let me know, and then I'll just know if there's an interest, and I can get on making that for you guys. So yeah, it's really, really been helpful for me. It's the only thing besides laser I can use that doesn't give me ingrown hairs. And so again, it'll last 7 days. If you want to try Nair, go for it. If you want to try a different type of cream, go for it. But for me, it's been very beneficial. Sorry for a super long video. I'm sorry if I sound like crap because I'm sick. But I hope I was able to answer the age-old question. Should I shave? Should I wax? Should I do tweeze? Should I do hair removal? Try cream? My top 2 picks. Laser and this cream. This is so much more cost effective than having to get laser every month. Okay, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.